Good days are coming. Are those statements going to hold true, or are they the last words of a dead man walking? Yeah, so today was the last day of the Premier League. Man United played Aston Villa and were able to get a win. If you look at the performance, it was good, and I feel the performance has been good the last few games. It's just that this game ended with a win while the others did not. Should this game have ended with a win? I think Aston Villa had a really good chance, and that should have counted as a goal, but it didn't, and they imploded instead of us imploding. Because if that goal had gone in, I don't think we would have scored two goals, which we did, but assuming we had let in one before them, I don't think we would have come back. So this was such a crazy day that it's hard to put into words because so many things happened, so many things. First of all, you had the tension in the crowd. It's the last game of the season. United were playing really well. I don't know if they were. I mean, because the weight of the world was not on them anymore. But I mean, they were able to keep passing it about. They had some shots, couldn't convert. At least that held true. So, but they were able to hold on, keep possession. This is everything which I like about the team because that indicates that yes, the system is working. It's just that the components in the system are a little faulty, and that needs to be taken care of. So, I'm glad we got the win. But what I was most keen about was about the speech which the manager gave at the end, because as I mentioned earlier, that is key because I mean you cannot end the season without giving the fans some hope, because otherwise there would be unrest and there would be a lot of talk and it would fester over the summer. So I'm glad Ruben got his chance to address the crowd. And before I go into the details of on what he said, and it was good. We also had three players officially leave. I think more will leave, but they were not ready to name them yet. The first one was Christian Eriksen, great player, great player. Just doesn't have the legs, and that's why I think he's 32. So at that age, yeah, it's just hard to meet the physicality of this league and the athleticism required. So he's leaving. Then Victor Lindelof, great servant for the team. But yeah, it was time to go for him as well. He was also at the end of his contract. So, and then finally Johnny Evans, one of the last Fergie players. It's a hard moment. I mean, seeing a player leave after all the success he's had in the club. I know he went away and then he came back, but still, when they were reading out his accomplishments for what he won at Man United, I mean, are we ever going to see something similar to that? It's hard. So anyway, I wish him well. I think he's going to go into the academy and probably start coaching there. So glad to see him get his recognition on the last day. And then comes to Ruben. So I actually got the transcript of Ruben's speech because I felt it was good. I felt it was concise. It addressed all the right points, and he was able to it was like a hurrah speech, which included also addressing the season, which wasn't good, and also stating that the good times are coming. or as he called it, good days are coming. So this was the speech. See, first of all, I want to apologize for this season. I know you're really disappointed with me and really disappointed with the team. Just right off the bat, it's good to acknowledge that and not dilly dally, because there's some other managers out there, and I'm not going to name them, but yeah, they are like, yeah, no, the season wasn't bad. We won. So I think this was good to just come out the gate, say this, that he takes responsibility, and that he's not, and he's also mentioning the team. And that's kind of like, because when I was envisioning what he was going to say, I wanted him to say something, but I also wanted him say something to the fans, but I also wanted him to deliver a message to the team on the pitch to the fans. So basically stating that this is not acceptable and this will never happen again, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that this doesn't happen. And that's kind of something he could have just said it in the dressing room, but instead, if he had said that on the pitch while holding the microphone, while looking at the fans, it would have been a very direct slash indirect message to the players, that this thing which you did this year, and the amount of effort that the manager had to put in to get his players to run, to pursue, to tackle, to put more effort than what they are normally used to. I think it would have been really good if he was more direct and more not more pointed in his criticism. But I can understand it's hard to get up there and say something. So after he said that, secondly, I want to say thank you. We are very grateful for your support during the season, and I know that was really hard. I know that it was really hard to watch us suffer in many games. True. But now we have to make a choice, or we stay stuck in the past, because this season is in the past. It's over. We fight each other, or we stick together and move forward. I think that was important because, I mean, as I mentioned, the speech is important because he had to speak to the fans, but he also had to say this, that hey, I'm still working on this problem, but if you're going to throw obstacles in his way throughout the journey, I mean, it's just going to make it more harder. And if I remember correctly, there was a big cheer from the crowd. So I mean, I think a lot of fans are behind him. I mean, even though they don't, I mean, everything about this week has been bad, so, but to even acknowledge that and say, yeah, obviously we are going to give you more time, I think that was good, because I mean, you could have had you could have had a kind of silence, like, okay, whatever. But I think the cheers at that point was like, yeah, we back you. We watched these players. We watched these players with both under you, under the interim before, under the previous manager, under the manager before that, who had complained that this team needs open heart surgery. So yeah, we know what a tough job this is. And then this is the best part. Not the best, second best. So 6 months ago, after my first 3 games in charge with 2 victories and 1 draw, I said to you, the storm is coming. Today, after this disastrous season, I want to tell you the good days are coming. One thing you cannot take away from Ruben Amorim is that he has been honest. If something is bad, he's going to say it is bad. And and that's what a lot of people were complaining when initially he was like he was very pessimistic, and he was very not optimistic about the team, and saying that, oh, a lot of work has to be done, don't think that these string of good results are going to last. And I think that's good. You have to be honest. And I mean, you have to state that the issues, because stating that everything is rosy when it's not, and then not getting any results, that's just going to make it much worse. And I was really appreciative when he said that this is my system. I have come here to implement my system. I'm not going to change from my system. And it's going to be rough. It's sailing through rough waters. And as I mentioned earlier, in his pre-match conference, he had said that I am glad that he came in 6 months earlier. He said that that allowed him to make some changes, and difficult changes. And just by ending it by saying that the good days are coming, I think that's an indication to the fans that, yeah, but that we have made the necessary changes. And even though I don't expect them to like challenge for the league, I still expect them to challenge for top 6 positions, especially after this year. And I think it can happen. It just depends on the recruitment. And I'll speak more about that, because there has been some movement on that. But I think this was well written. But the cherry on the top is coming. Just wait. If there is one club in the world that has proven in the past that can overcome any situation, any disaster, it is our club. It is Manchester United Football Club. You know, I mean, Manchester United is a big club, but it's big because of its fans, and the club means a lot to its fans. And this club has gone through a lot. I mean, if you had earlier this year, you had seen the pictures of Old Trafford being when the news came out that there's a new stadium coming out and all that. They showed the old pictures of Old Trafford when it was bombed in World War II, and how they rebuilt that. Then how about the Munich air crash, and how they lost half the team, and how they came back after that. And so I think this was brilliantly well written, and well talked about, that that you can overcome anything, especially this, when it looks pretty dire. But I mean, when you say stuff like that, and you give the fans some hope, I mean, that was like the chef's kiss, the best part about the speech. And that really like hit the point home. Obviously a lot of work has to be done, but it tells you that, I mean, you're not going to wallow in the mud. You just the changes had to be made, and they're making those changes. And we have faced problems before, and this time won't be any different. And then finally he says, now I want to say sorry also to my players. Sometimes I was not fair, but I tried always to be honest with you guys. Thank you very much. See you next season. That's, yeah, I guess that's the ending which I would have liked earlier, but I guess it's finally a message to the to the players. And this was what I wanted this speech to be more of, because essentially you can say something like you can like even you can say something in private, and they'll like gloss over, yeah, whatever, this is a video session where he's just talking and all that. But when you say it out on the pitch with 70,000 fans, and you are stating your objectives, the standards, and basically you're telling the players that you have to meet these standards, that's when it like really hits home for the players, that, oh, okay, I really need to fix up. Because and I'm glad he mentioned that sometimes I was not fair, but I tried always to be honest with you guys. And that's what we as fans want him to do. Just be honest with them, push them, and hopefully that will bring us to better heights. So they ended, and that was that. Then they did the whole lap of honor. Garnacho, he was not in the squad, but he came down for for the lap of honor. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors that that's indicating that he's not coming back. So who knows? Because he's been chosen as part of the squad, which is going to Asia over the next week for games. So I don't know. But I guess that squad, I mean the Asian squad includes Andre Onana, so but he was dropped as well. And Ruben after the game mentioned that, I just wanted to give Alte Binder some playing time. I don't know if that's true, but then Binder releases a message on social media that basically, the season was bad, we need to play better, and I can't wait forward for next season. So is he coming back? I don't know what's going on with this. So I don't know who's going, because I think Onana is going to go, and I think Bayandea might stay, but then there was rumors that Bayandea wanted to go. Anyway, we need a keeper, so get a keeper. That's the most important thing. So yeah, we need a lot of players. But the best news of the day was that the first signing is officially a here we go, and I'm glad they got it done, like Matthias Cunha. But there were rumors that it was going to happen today, and a lot of people were saying it's just PR for the team after the bad season. But I think I'm just glad we got a player early. I mean, after the last few seasons, watching them just delayed, and players coming in after the second or third preseason game. I mean, what's the point after that? And so I'm glad we got him in. And there are a lot of other names being mentioned. Mbuemo, another 10. They're saying Delap might. Some guys are saying Delap might come. Some are saying no, Delap is going to Chelsea. Some are saying Gyökeres might come, but some are saying no. Now that we have no European football, he's definitely not coming. So there's a lot of uncertainty. But I hope they need to get that done. There's so much to. There's a lot of movements. I mean, there's a lot of talk right now, but it's time for a lot of movements. So people coming in and coming out, because I don't know if it's even worth watching these games in Asia, because they have taken a lot of young players. So it doesn't tell you a lot about the team. So I don't know how it will work out, but Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, the two players who are very injury prone are in this team. So I don't know what they're trying to prove in this squad. So they are taking players they're taking some players who would probably be rested, but I don't know. Let's see how they play them, but I'm just ready for that. I was ready for that season to end, because it wasn't fun. I mean, just look at it, the results. Every Big Six team minus Manchester United are playing in the Champions League, and to add to that is Newcastle United. And then who's playing in the Europa? Aston Villa, who we beat today, and Crystal Palace. And then I think Nottingham Forest is playing in the Conference League. So that's 9 teams. 9 teams are playing in Europe, and Manchester United is not one of them. So this is a tough thing. I mean, it's I guess a lot of time to practice. So hopefully I trust the manager, because I really need to do my homework on Sporting and their trajectory, especially how they started, how is their first summer, how many incomings, outgoings did they have, and how did they do their second season, because I heard their first season wasn't good. So, and how did they progress? So hopefully we follow a similar trajectory, because that's what, now 2 or 3 leagues in a row for them, and they just won the league. So I'm just hoping we can, because I feel it's the players. So I feel if he gets the players in for pre-season, I think we can start well. Not like really well, but I think we can start much better than what we are doing. And I don't feel that we played that badly towards the last part of the season. I think it was mostly a goal scoring problem than a overall scheme problem. But there was this Laurie Whitwell article on what's next, but I'll leave that for another video, because that that goes into detail about what to expect in recruitment and how they're shaping it and how they're going to go about it. So anyway, that's about it. Season's over. Man United finishes 15th, and hopefully the good times are coming.